Hey, hey, hey. Oh, oh, yeah. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-da-da-da-da-da.
My name is Ayanda Adi Payne. I am the founder of Bukho Bami Youth Center. Bukho Bami is a youth empowerment and development facility in the heart of Dobsonville, Soweto. We officially opened up our doors in 2015 on the 1st of June. And since then, teenagers from grade 10 to matric in various schools come after school to get educational assistance. We provide skills development and training in ICT. We provide recreational activities, psychosocial intervention, also career guidance and mentorship. We've become a bit of a family as the youngsters come here and in fact flood this facility and fill it to capacity. And it gives us such joy to see their enthusiasm to learn, to see their desire to grow. Our logo, in fact, represents that. We speak to youngsters increasing their capacity to be the best that they can be. Our slogan is tapping into potential and unleashing greatness. We decided to start Bukho Bami because I, in fact, grew up in this community. I was born and raised in Dobsonville, in this very house, as a matter of fact, and I loved it. It was such a happy childhood. We subscribed to that notion of it takes a village to raise a child. So Umaki next door was my mom. You go across the road, you know, you could ask any gentleman which sweetie, and they would. So there was that community, there was that culture of love and sharing, and I have no doubt that there were some issues back then as well, but we were shielded and we were protected as children. And so, you know, a friend from the community that I grew up with, one of my cousins and a number of other people who actually shared the same feelings that I did, lifted up their hands and said, let's do something, let's put our hands to the plow, let's be the change that we want to see in our community. And that's why we started Bukho Bami. I believe it was Aristotle who said, educating the mind without educating the heart is no education at all. We send our children to school, and so we should, but for a number of reasons in the township, they get taught the basics and the teachers are just inundated, perhaps possibly by the sheer number of the children that are there, the lack of resources, you name it, and bahamba na bahamba. So they just do what they can with what they have at that time. And a lot of the kids fall through the cracks. And so we come in, we don't replace the education system, we don't replace the family. We try and empower the child. We try and develop grit in that young boy or that young girl to say to them, you can and you will succeed. We can walk alongside you as big brothers and big sisters. And so after school, when they come here, we provide an environment that's conducive towards doing homework. You'll know that some of them live in informal structures. It's noisy. There's about 3 or 4 children in that yard. It's virtually impossible for them to do their homework when they have to be looking after little ones. Some of them live next door to a shebeen or a taxi rank, you name it. And so that's where we plug in and say, we will be the big brother, the big sister, who will then sit down with you and help you do homework. And you'll be surprised at how much these children develop and grow, only because there's someone to say to them, I want to see your book, open up your maths book, why didn't you finish this calculation, how can I help you to complete it? And it's very simple, but it's quite effective. That's what we do. I think I get very emotional when we talk about the cost of running this institution. And by cost, I don't just mean the financial resources. I mean the energy and the effort and the wherewithal, the time that it takes to do it right. I have a fantastic team of young, vibrant, energetic volunteers who sacrifice promising careers in different sectors, education, communication, IT, etc. And they come here and give of themselves because they believe in the vision. They believe that every single child deserves not only quality education, but a place to call their own, where they can thrive and blossom and be happy and be children and be free. And for me, my biggest pain is not being able to acknowledge their contribution in the way that they deserve. You know, for me, seeing the fruit, seeing a child who was once withdrawn, failing, lacking confidence, you name it, and seeing that child blossom and become all that they were destined to be, applying for varsity and going to varsity, etc. That is absolutely amazing. And so, even while we're considering growing and branching out, etc., I'm constantly confronted by the cost of it all. And it's hard. It's hard. I think this is one of the hardest but most rewarding things I've ever done. Would I do it again? Hell yeah.